Hello everybody and welcome to St Mary's Park in Cloone for the playing of the over 30s football final between Cloone, dressed in their blue jerseys with the gold hooper on the middle, and the men from Gortletteragh dressed in their green and gold. Now, a glorious evening it was, this game starting, well, approximately 35 minutes or so late. The referee, Joe Flynn, and well, it's a game that might be hard to describe in many ways, but we'll just say, for humour's sake, that it's a glorious evening for a senior citizens outing. Now, the Cloone team, I have been handed a line-out of the Cloone team as yet. I'm waiting for a line-out of the Gortletteragh team, and the first few minutes of this game, whenever it starts, might not have commentary. We'll work on as best we can, and we'll give you the line-out of the Cloone team as we have it, though some of the players have yet to arrive. In goal, Eugene Mitchell, better known as Sam. The full-back line, right back is Seamus Short, full-back Pat Byrne, and left-back Jerry Moran. The half-line on the right, Peter Moran, in the centre, Louis Moran, and on the left, Eugene Charles. In the centre of the field, Jerry McGovern and Adrian Charles. The half-forward line on the right, Thomas Fitzpatrick. In the centre will be Damien Brennan, and on the left, Jim McCabe. Top of the right, Enda Moran, full forward, Jim Byrne, and top of the left, Timmy Byrne. The Gortletteragh team bunched down there to our left, and I think somebody is working on trying to get a line-out for me. Some of them I know, and well, we'll carry on as best we can until the thing has been made official. The throw-in and the game is on, and that's Mick Flynn in possession for Gortletteragh. He solds up the centre now, tapping it out onto the far side to one of the McGarrys, who I have yet to get a first name for. He's fouled the first three of the game, that one coming after 13 seconds of play, and the man with the number 6, Mickey Dourigan, to take it.
No McGarry's in the
Here comes the kick, a low one, and the ball has gone very near the end line. Mick Kane there was calling for a 45, it is a 45, says Joe Flynn, and the first 45 of the game.
Number 7, Jimmy Cave.
And this one dropping in there towards Mick Dourigan, who taps it further inside, and the another free to Gortletteragh, and it's sent wide there by Mick Kane. Or Kane, as we might call him. I noticed that I think Aidan Kelleher played in there around the full forward position. And we'll do our best to sort them out as the game goes on. And Jerry Morgan kicks it out towards the centre. Damien Brennan in possession out to Jerry McGovern, and the tall red-headed Jerry sending that one down into the general direction of the goal. Phil Higgins bringing it down, trying to work his way out, and clearing it out towards the far side of the field. Nobody out there for it for the moment. Now Jerry McGovern booting it down out over the sideline, far side of the field, and it will be a sideline kick to Gortletteragh, and Pat Clark, the nearest one to it, and Pat chipping that one in there. But it comes to Damien Brennan, 2 number 7s in the Cloone team, as that ball is sent in, and Jim McCabe getting it there. Jim McCabe taking a shot, and well, I think that it's gone wide.
Must be.
Well, that's 16 on the field. That's the best fight, anyway. McGovern. Big Jim McGovern.
21. Huh? 21. For
Jim Hart.
For Cloone. Jim Hart, 21.
And notice Jim Hart in there in the game now. And playing in around the full forward mark. And Jack Reeves kick from the far side of the field, held by Jim McCabe. Jim McCabe sending the Cloone men into the attack, an attack that's broken up by Pat Clark, and a left foot in from Pat Hartwell's brother. Well, that was Mick Flynn, those two grey-haired men out there, and then getting it a couple of the times was Thomas Fitzpatrick. That's the second number 7 on the Cloone team. The ball has gone out over the sideline on the far side of the field, and Mick Flynn out after it there. And Jerry McGovern in possession. Jim Byrne now in possession. And the free there.
Jim Hart, 21. Adrian Charles is going to kick it, I think.
Adrian Charles to take the free. This one slightly to the left of the goal on our left. And he sends it in. It's gone out over the end line and it's gone wide. Just almost 4 minutes gone in the first half. No score yet. And we're still trying to sort out who is playing where and why. But no doubt as the game goes on, we'll do our best to do so. And ball breaking loose in the centre of the field, and Jim McCabe, a lot of the game in the early stages into Jim Hart. Jim Hart dropping that one down towards the end line. Charlie Shanley coming out, and Charlie Shanley's clearance out towards the centre. Jerry McGovern getting it there for a moment for Cloone, and now Jim Hart eventually send it back to Damien Brannan. Damien there on the ground along with one of the... And that's the first goal of the game there. The first goal of the game from Jim Byrne, and that's after just over 5.5 minutes play in the first half. Cloone 1 point. Gortletteragh yet to score. There's still one member of the Gortletteragh team up here wearing a tracksuit bottom and a number 10 we as yet have not got a name from. We have now Johnny Mulvihill.
Number 10.
And Phil Higgins' kick, a high one, dropping out into the centre. Albert Clark tapping it down, but it coming to Jim McCabe of Cloone, who feeds it out now to this side of the field to Adrian Charles. Adrian may have said it earlier, normally a goalkeeper. That one out now to the man who's got the score. Jim Byrne dropping it further inside. And a shot that's high, and it's over the bar for another point from Timmy Byrne there. 2 points for Cloone. No score for Gortletteragh. And Phil Higgins' kick, held out by Louis Morden, and Sergeant Louis dropping that one up there for Damien Brennan, who taps it down. Albert Clark getting it, sending it up there now to Aidan Keller, who has come roping out, juggling with it for a moment. And Jerry McGovern back there now to get it for Cloone. Very, very high kick. Pat Clark grabbing that one. And then left-footed it out into an open space, a space now filled by his brother Albert. Way up towards the corner. And this is Aidan Keller in possession. Aidan Keller, a dropping shot that's dropping in out over the end line and it's gone wide. Jerry Morden to take the kick out. Mickey Dooligan getting it in there to Jim Mulvihill. And Louis Morden grabbing that one as it was passed across, getting it out there between Jerry McGovern and Albert Clark. Ball gone towards the far sideline. And now it has gone out over the sideline on the far side of the field of Eugene Charles. Sideline kick to Gortletteragh. And Jerry McGovern now in possession. Jerry getting that one down there now to Jim Byrne. Jim Byrne across to Adrian Charles, feeding it back out there. But Jerry, a big Keane fouled in possession. And now taking the free square across here to McFlynn. McFlynn from out the field, a left foot kick that's gone towards Cloone Village for the moment. Breaking down there. And Hannah Morden grabbing that one and clearing it out. Damien Brennan chasing after it, down here in front of us. Jerry Moore out there with them. And Damien across there now. Out comes Phil Higgins. Phil thundering his way up the field, getting that one way up. Jerry Morden out to get it. Jerry Morden down to Jerry McGovern. And Jerry McGovern standing and then kicking a high one out. Pat Clark in under it for Gortletteragh, doesn't quite get it. But Phil Higgins back there now to cover off. And that's Jim McCabe being tackled by Pat Clark, being fouled, says Joe Flynn, and a free into Cloone, dead straight in front of the goal, about somewhere around the 20-metre line, maybe a little closer, and Jerry McGovern to take it. 2 points to no score, but 10.5 minutes gone in the first half. And the shot from Jerry was low, it was wide, and the score remains 2 points to no score. And Phil Higgins' kick out, palmed down there by Albert Clark, but it coming out to Jim Hart. Jim trying to work his way there past McFlynn, gets it now to Timmy Byrne, his kick is blocked down. And the ball pulled on there by Phil Higgins out into the centre. Adrian Charles bringing it down. Being tackled there by Noel McGarry, and the referee awarding a free to Cloone. Adrian Charles to take the free, or Willie. Louis Morden was coming running up behind him there. And a good kick dropping in there towards the general direction of the goal. Richard Howard bringing it down. A race for possession out here in front of us. Timmy Byrne picking it up. And Timmy now being chased and being tackled, but he gets in, gets the shot and gets the point. Timmy Byrne the scorer, and that makes it now 3 points for Cloone.
He had to play the whole way.
Jerry Moore is 3, isn't it?
Huh?
Jerry Moore is 3. McGarry's 4. McGarry's 4.
That's right. Yeah, show off.
And the ball dropping out there now in the centre, and Jack Kilreevy fouled as he tried to get away with it, and a free to Gortletteragh. 3 points to no score, I make it, and 13 minutes gone in the first half. And Jack's kick, Louis Morden bringing it down with one hand, Aidan Kelleher picking it up, Aidan held in there, and a free into Gortletteragh. Somebody said something, and Joe Flynn bringing that one in a little bit there, and Mickey Dorrigan. There's some difficulty at times with the pronunciations of the names, as Mickey sends that one over for Gortletteragh's first goal of the game. Some people call them Dorrigan, others call them Dorrigan. Well, we call them whatever comes into our mind at the appropriate time. The ball going away out across the bank now on the far side of the field. but will very soon be returned there to Uncle Sam. Out now to Jerry Moran for the kick out. And Jerry's kick out. Albert Clark and Jerry McGovern tussle for it. Noel McGarry playing it back downfield. Damien Brennan chasing after it there with Jerry Moore. And Jerry Moore being hooshed, being fouled, and the free was quickly taken and it was taken up there now to Albert Clark. Dumping it in, Aidan Keller coming out, taking it to his chest. On the ground, fouled there. Louis Moran appealing, but Joe Flynn not having the appeal, and the free is to Gortletteragh. 3 points to 1, and halfway through the first half. The kick is high, dropping in, and it's gone wide, and the score remains 3 points to 1. That kick there from Mickey Durigan there from the free, as he runs out now to take up his position at the right half forward spot. And Jerry Moran with the kick out. Ball broken down there, Damien Brennan out very sharp out for it, feeding it in there to Jim Hart, but it was pulled on by Phil Higgins. Out now Albert Clark. Albert tapping it up there now to Jack Kilreevy. And Jack sending it way up now. Noel McGarry partially bringing it down, but it's Adrian Charles who comes away with it. Out here now to Jim McCabe. Out in front of us. Dropping it across in there now, but tumbling out there to get it is Phil Higgins, and Phil soloing his way up, being confronted there by Jerry McGovern, and Phil set it up where Louis Moran comes across, and Louis all on his own, chipping it out here now to Adrian Charles. Mick Flynn out there to come in to tackle. Some spectators there on the field, and Adrian having some difficulty to say the least, and picking that one up, but he eventually gets it into the centre there. Padder Moran pulling on it. The ball coming down where Damien Brennan misses it, but I don't think Phil Higgins is going to miss it. And Phil turns the fence into attack with another ball that's caught by Louis Moran. And Louis now coming out, and Louis kicking that one down. Jack Kilreevy waits and grabs that one. Jack trying to get away, was held, and the free is taken and taken quickly for Albert Clark. Jerry McGovern would be favourite at the moment to pick it up. He leaves it there to Eugene Charles. Eugene getting their way down now the far side. End of Moran tussling for it there with Pat Clark, and now a race there for Jim Byrne. Jack Kilreevy down there with him, and Jim floating it right across in front of the goal, and it's held there by Mick McGarry, who clears it out now towards the centre. Jerry McGovern fielding that one nicely, laying it off there for Adrian Charles, and Adrian a shot from out the field, is dropping in. Phil Higgins taking it to his chest, despite the attention of Damien Brennan, and Damien eventually fouling him, and the free out. Free out to Gortletteragh. Charlie Shanley issuing some instructions there. And the free coming out now, Albert Clark getting it. Albert working his way up the far side, lobbing that one right down in there towards the general direction of the goal, but Thomas Fitzpatrick eventually getting it out, and now it's coming further outfield, and it's Adrian Charles out towards Jim McCabe. And McCabe sending that one across towards Jim Byrne, who knocks it on there now. Jim Hart not quite getting to it, played back there by Phil Higgins, and Michael McGarry out to pick it up, and Michael thundering his way up here now in front of us, sends it across into the centre there now to Richard Howard, but Adrian Charles nipping in. Adrian Charles dropping that one right down into Timmy Byrne in front of the goal. Pat Clark is there with him. Timmy Byrne has lost the ball. There's feet flying everywhere as Enda Moran picks that one up, and he sent it out over the end line, and he sent it wide. 3 points to 1. Just over 19 minutes gone. As the ball comes out to Adrian Charles. Adrian Charles gets it up to Jim McCabe, and McCabe from out the field, a shot that's high. Charlie Shanley waits, takes it to his chest, and Charlie cleared it out now for Michael McGarry. And A left foot clearance from Michal up there now towards Mickey Dorrigan. Mickey Dorrigan being chased by Paddy Morden. The ball across to Mick Keane. Louis Morden guzzling him there and wrapping him. Getting the ball to Jerry McGovern. Jerry McGovern playing it down to Jim McCabe. Jim McCabe very much in the game in the early stages. And that is Phil Higgins, that one taking a deflection off the hand of Jerry Moore. Out now Mick Keane bringing it down with Louis Morden coming up now to lend power to the attack. Still Louis. And the ball being played back to him there from Enda Moran. And Louis sticked up and in towards the edge where Charlie Shelley prevents it from going from a 45, and then he plays it out to Richard Howard. Richard way out in the far corner. I think there's some switches. I see Pat Clark over this side of the field, and Mick Keane has moved away downfield. Jack Kilreevy chasing out for it there with Jim Byrne. Jack in possession, tapping it back there now to Albert Clark, and Albert Clark for Gortletteragh, sitting down all the way up towards Mickey Dorrigan. Paddy Morden there too, and so is Eugene Charles, and Jim Boyle running loose in the centre, giving support, but the support will not be heeded. Pat Clark overstepping that one, but certainly that man didn't overstep it as Jim got that one down, and this is Michal McGarry putting a little bit of pace into the game. Out to Pat Clark, racing out towards the sideline here to pick it up. And Pat tapping it up there now to Mick Flynn. Mick Flynn being confronted for the moment by Adrian Charles, but Mick going away on one of those solo runs and take the screwing in, dropping down right down in towards the end line, ball very near the end line, and waiting for the umpire to make some signal. Aidan Kilher sending it back in again, but it was sent in there now where Paddy Morden got it and cleared it out to Adrian Charles. The ball coming downfield now to Jim McCabe, and Jerry Moore there with them. And now this is Mickey Dorrigan getting it into Mick Flynn. Mick Flynn now being tackled, but Mick Flynn takes a shot that's high, and it's over the bar. That makes it now 3 points to 2. A referee who I know for some time. And Damien Brennan feeding that one in there to Timmy Byrne, but Michal McGarry booting it out to Jack Kilreevy, who didn't get it. Jim Byrne did get it, and Jim Fortune getting that one down there towards the other Jim Hart. Jack Kilreevy out there giving him some attention, to say the least, and now it's Albert Clark coming away with it. Lobbing that one up, and Thomas Fitzpatrick missing it, but Noel McGarry didn't miss it, but Jim Boyle got in his way as that ball has been played in there now. Now it's coming back out again. Mickey Dorrigan playing a little bit of soccer with it. Now he can play rugby with it or whatever he likes. He's on the ground. The referee, Joe Flynn, has blown the whistle and the free in. This one to the right, to the goal on the right, and, well, good enough a chance to level up the scores. Mickey Dorrigan to take it. And he's curled it out over the end line and wide. Well, I'm sure it was a better angle for a left-footed kicker, but so far I haven't seen the left-footed free taker on view. Yet, another kick out. As the sun shines on the hills up to the right of the goal from where he kicks. And that's something we haven't seen too much of in 1985. And here comes the kick out. Mick Keane tapping it in there now to Aidan Kelleher, and the bearded Aidan resembling Ronnie Drew quite a lot. Sends that one in, and he sent it wide. Jerry Morden to take the kick out. Albert Clark fielding that one, sending it back in again. And Mickey Dorrigan takes a shot that's gone out over the end line and wide. Another chance for Mickey there to level up the scores, but, well, Mickey just wouldn't accept it a little bit. And Jerry Moran's kick out has gone out over the sideline on the far side of the field, despite the efforts of Adrian Charles to keep it in, and Mick Flynn to take the line ball. Good kick right across the centre. Paddy Morden knocking it down there for Louis, and Louis pulling on it. Jack Kilreevy bringing it down, but eventually it has got there now, and going soloing in is Damien Brennan. He's working his way through. Jerry Moore is after him, and Damien Brennan has sent it over the bar to increase the Cloone lead by 4 points to 2. and there's less than 5 minutes left in the first half. Getting the ball for the kick out and just wondering how he can put a little bit of gas into these Gortletteragh lads to get them moving and edge up a little closer on the scoreboard as Phil Higgins lobs that one a good kick out. Mick Flynn pumping that one away up there now. And Jim Mulvihill and Pat Byrne tussling for it, and Big Pat getting it out there now to Jerry McGovern, and Jerry feeding it further on field. Phil Higgins coming out. Up there now to Albert Clark, and Albert for Gortletteragh sending that one up towards Aidan Kelleher. Aidan bringing it down, coming out after it himself, and then the ball is sent way out the field there, very near the sideline. Albert Clark keeping it in play on the far side, getting it across there now towards Pat, but Jerry McGovern, the one nearest to it at the moment. Jerry feeding it out to his midfield partner Adrian Charles, and Adrian Charles sending Cloone into the attack again to Damien Brannan. Richard Howard trying to stop him, but stopping Damien is not easy even for young lads. Phil Higgins bringing that one. Well, he was going to bring it. Eventually the ball is brought out over the end line by Enda Morden, and it's gone wide. And so, score remaining 4 points to 2. Cloone the leaders, but I think that the...
No.
It could well be a free out to Phil Higgins there. Maybe it's just an honorary kick out. Yes, an honorary kick out there. Charlie Shanley about to place it. The 2.5 minutes in the first half. As the ball comes to the feet of Jim McCabe, but it was Mick Flynn who eventually picked it up. Jerry McGovern there, well, on the other end of an arrest, shall we say. Nobody to take this free. Well, Phil Higgins will. And Phil pumping that one long one way up there. Jerry Morden not quite getting to it, but Pat Byrne did, and Pat now all 17 or 18 stone from getting that one away up there now to Jim, and Jim Byrne working his way in, sending it left footed in there now. Jim Hart not quite holding on to it. Timmy Byrne tussling for it. The ball eventually cleared out towards Albert Clark via the hands of Richard Howard. And this is Mickey Dourigan trying to work his way in. Mickey being harassed there by Padder Moran. Louis was there as well. Now it's Mick Flynn working his way in front of the goal. A shot that's deflected there. Now, who was it deflected by? One umpire says a 45, the other says it was wide. It definitely got a deflection. Yes, it's a 45. And Joe Flynn verifying my statement.
Raymond wouldn't.
No.
Phil Higgins coming up to take the 45, 2 points between them, and, well, just about a minute to half time according to my timing. The time that matters most of all is that of Joe Flynn, the referee. Now, will Phil go for the point or drop that one in? The kick is a good one. Not good enough to come to terms with narrowing the gap. That one out over the end line and gone wide. Still remaining 4-2, and we, well, very near the half-time whistle as Jerry Morden prepares to take yet another kick out. Joe Flynn there calling for it, and it is half-time. And so here in Cloone, in St Mary's Park in Cloone, in the final of the over 30s between Cloone and Gortletteragh, the half-time score 4 points to Cloone, 2 points to Gortletteragh, and I think that Joe Flynn will turn them over middle and lively and get the second half going, as this first half was a little late in start, and I see Jim Byrne coming towards the dressing room. I'm sure that perhaps Seamus Short might well be in the game for the second half. Timmy Byrne also going in there as well, and well, so is a lot of the Cloone lads. The Gortletteragh lads now are lining up out there in the centre. We'll take a short break, and we hope to be back to bring you both the story and the pictures of the second half in just a few minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can order your wash down or have your way. So the second half is on, and there's a change in the Gortletteragh goal as John Bohan has gone into it. Now I saw Charlie Shanley going out with the green and gold jersey earlier on him, and he's playing at top of the right. And well, we'll try and sort out. It's Jim Mulvihill who has gone off the Gortletteragh team. And Adrian Charles taking that free. And Pat Clark about to pick it up. And Pat now left for a clearance down there to his brother Albert. Jerry McGoffin there tussling for it with them. And Adrian Charles nipping in. Adrian getting that one for Cloone. Sending Cloone into the attack again with a very, very high kick. The stopping in. Phil Higgins taking it to his chest in the parallelogram and lobbing it out towards the centre. Mick Keane. Damien Brennan out there. Damien on the ground fouls as Joe Flynn, and there is a free to Cloone. Now, I don't think I mentioned it earlier on because the teams were late arriving, and, well, we didn't tell you that Gortletteragh were the reigning champions, as it were, Cloone the challengers. Right now, the challengers lead by 4 points to 2. The early stages of the second half. That Adrian Charles dropping that one in. Jack Reevy feeding that one beautiful back there. And a short pass out there now to Mick Flynn, who was back helping his defence. Out now to Albert Clark, sending the Gortletteragh lads into attack as Mick Keane fist that one on, with Jerry Morden coming out in front of Aidan Kelleher. And Jim McCabe, Jim having a whale of a game for the Cloone lads. Tapping that one back to Adrian Charles. Adrian now toe to hand and dropping that one across into the centre. Damien Brennan trying to get it up, but the referee has blown the whistle and there is a free out. Micheál McGarry getting it out. Timmy Byrne bringing it down there for Micheál Flynn, and eventually Pat Clark pulling on it, and now Micheál Flynn, and the referee has blown the whistle, penalised the Gortletteragh lads there, and there is a free to Cloone. Adrian Charles to take the free, and I'm sure Adrian, who has spent so long in the goal, has relished the thoughts on the chance of getting outfield to show his skills. The kick is high, curling out to the left to the goal on the right, out over the end line, and has gone wide. Still remaining 4 points to 2. Incidentally, here with us in the press box is the chairman of the Leitrim County Board from Carrick and Shannon, Sean Murray, and we may have a word with him later on. Adrian Charles again, picking up the loose ball and sending that one into Damien Brennan. Damien now jeeking his way there past Jack Reevy, taking a shot that's high, taking a shot that's wide, and score remaining 4 to 2. Quite a number of chances going to beg in here. Chances that, well, could be costly before sundown. Phil Higgins, high kicked. Mick Flynn bringing it down. Pulled on there by Albert Clark. Heather Morden picking it up. Mick Keane out there with him. Heather Morden sending it up to Jim McCabe. And Jim McCabe getting it into Jerry McGovern, and Jerry McGovern's kick half blocked down. That comes back to Albert Clark. And Albert sending Gortletteragh in the attack. Aidan Kelleher coming out, taking that one to his chest, taking a Cloone player with them. And here come the Gortletteragh men into attack, but Adrian Charles is back there to break it up. And Adrian coming soloing out now, all on his own. Noel McGarry coming out to challenge him. But Adrian getting that one up there now to big Jim Hart. And Jim lobbing that one high right down in towards the 13-metre line. But back there is Pat Clark, and Pat Clark feeding it out very near the end line there. In the morning, keeping it in play, getting it back to Jim Hart. Jim soloing his way in, a shot that's in, and a shot that's gone wide. The kick out to be taken by Phil Higgins, and if there's some vertical bars appearing on your screen, well, that's the bars and the supports in the window here in the press box in Cloone. I think the umpire is going to take this kick out.
I don't know who is. Much masses.
And Mick Flynn bringing that one down, being challenged, being fouled, and a free to Gortletteragh. Jack Kilreevy very willing to take it. And it was Phil Higgins who took it eventually. Now Albert Clark in position out here in front of us. Into Mick Flynn. Mick being chased and being challenged there by Louis Morden and by Eugene Charles. Playing that one out there now to the Jim Boyle, and the bearded Jim fouled in possession, and there is a free to Gortletteragh. Mickey Dorrigan to take it. Is he going to have a shot at the post, or, well, Pat Clark was racing up there into an attacking position. I'm just looking around to see if there's any switches as Mickey Dorrigan's kick drops in and is pulled on back there now by Louis Moran. And Adrian Charles getting it out to Jerry McGovern. High fielding there by the tall red-headed Jerry as he sends Cloone on the attack again up to Enda Morden. Enda Morden feeding it back now to Jim Hart. Jim Hart fisting it across the centre towards Jim McCabe. Jim McCabe tackled by Jerry Moore. The pole pulled on there by Jack Kilreevy as it comes out back to Jim McCabe. Jim McCabe into Damien Brannan, and Damien Brannan from out the field lobs it in. John Bohan can't get up to it. It's over the bar to increase the lead by 5 points to 2. The challengers lead the champions. Phil Higgins asking some questions. And the kick out. Jim Byrne bringing that one down, but Damien Brannan now coming more and more into the game. Jack Kilreevy there saying not this time as he gets the ball out to Jerry Moore. And Jerry Moore now, the stocky little Jerry, getting that one up. Fielded by Adrian Charles, robbed there by Aidan Kaler. Louis Morden in there now to lend a hand. And the foot as he sends that one out to Jim McCabe. Jim McCabe now about to be chased by Pat Clark on the far side of the field. Jim McCabe cutting his way into the centre. Chipping that one in there to Damien Brannan, who couldn't control it. The ball going in there now to Enda Moore, who feeds it inside now to Jim Hart. He's working his way through in front of the goal. A shot, a goal! A goal for Cloone, and Jim Hart the scorer. 1 goal and 5 to Cloone, 2 points to Gortletteragh. John Bohan placing the ball for the kick out. Phil Higgins to take it. 6 points between them and 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. If the quality of your picture fades somewhat, that's because the light is fading with it. Jerry Moore here now, trying to get the Gortletteragh men moving. The champions, is the cup slipping away from them as the referee has blown the whistle there and has awarded a free out to Cloone and Jerry Morden to take it. And Jerry's kick, way up there held by Mick Flynn for Gortletteragh. Mick coming on a solo run, Jerry McGovern out to try to stop him off soloing. And Jerry McGovern doing a couple of genuflects there, but Mick Flynn going on. And Mick lobbing that one right down in there now. And Mickey Dorrigan a shot on the turn, and a great point there for Gortletteragh to pull the score back a bit. That's 1-5 to 3 points, 5 points between them, and 9.5 minutes gone in the second half.
Great point. Well taken point.
Eugene Mitchell having placed the ball, but Jerry Morden says it was not just placed to perfection. Jerry placed it now for the kick out. And Jerry kicking it out here towards Thomas Fitzpatrick, ball going over him. Big Jim Hart out there now. So also is Phil Higgins and Mickey Dorrigan. And Enda Moore tussling for it there with Richard Howard. The whistle gone and the free to Cloone. quite a number of the spectators having moved in on the field of play.
I don't know whether I was there.
Adrian Charles to take the free, but I'm sure if the old limbs begin to tire, the players won't mind about the pitch narrowing just that little bit. Adrian's kicked a low one across there now towards Jerry McGovern, but it's Jerry Moore who gets it, and the Gortletteragh man sending that one out. Louis Moore backing it down in front of him there towards Jim Byrne. Jim playing soccer with it, getting it out there where it's pulled on by Micheál McGarry. Mick Keane out there on the far side of the field, being chased by Padder Morden, being robbed, as it were, by Padder, and Padder having his jersey pulled, but still gets that one away up there, added to by Damien Brennan, and Phil Higgins back there to get it, and Phil Higgins clearing it out now. Pat Clark not getting that one either. Damien Brennan does. Jack Kilreevy trying to prevent him from doing something. A shot and a point from Damien Brennan. And Phil Higgins' kick. Louis Morden not getting it, but getting it there instead was Eugene Charles. Up to Jim McCabe, up to Jim Hart. And Jim now across to Jerry McGovern, and Cloone, well, very much rampant at the moment as they launch attack after attack. Big Jim Byrne tussling with their with Pat Clark, and it is a 45. Micheál McGarry down, he's up again, he's all right. 1-6 to 3 points, 6 points between them, and 12 and a half minutes gone in the second half. Louis Moore was up and quite anxious to take that 45, but Adrian Charles says, it's all right, Louis, or Jerry Morden it was, it's all right, Jerry, I will do it, and here comes Adrian's kick. And the ball coming back out again to Adrian Charles. Mick Finn coming out to try to prevent him from getting it, but the ball played in nicely there now to that man again, Jim McCabe. And Joe Flynn is penalised from there, and there is a free out. Phil Higgins to take the free out. A high one down the far side of the field. Big men wait, and the referee has blown the whistle and has awarded another free out there to the men from Cloone. Louis Moran, the one who was in possession, and I think that Louis is the one who's going to take the kick.
Up the field.
Up the centre. Fielded back there by Phil Higgins, and Phil coming out, cleaning it out here in front of us. Mickey Durrigan in possession, Jerry Morden out to confront him. Mickey getting out in there to Noel McGarry. Eugene Charles was there with them, but the ball is played down. Thomas Fitzpatrick going back to pick it up very near the end line. Clears it out to Eugene Charles. Eugene Charles now a left-footed clearance up the centre. And the referee has penalised Jerry Moore there for pushing in the back of Jim McCabe, and there is a free out there in front of us. As I said earlier, the light fading, a little bit of a mist appearing on the window here in front of us, and it may affect the quality of your picture. But again, by the time that this game has been watched, well, maybe the vision wouldn't be so good either. Jerry Morden and Jim McCabe again. Damien Brennan. Damien trying to get away there from Jerry Moore and from Phil Higgins. But back there is Jack Kilreevy. Jack playing it out now. Albert Clark. Albert back there now in a left full back position, although he's a midfielder. And Eugene Charles and Noel McGarry tussle for it. Noel McGarry in possession. Bowled over there by Eugene Charles. And there is a free up here to our right. And Albert Clark to take it. 9 points to 3 if you convert it into points halfway through the second half.
Come on,
Jim McGovern is on the field now. Let's see if he's coming into the game. He is, and Jim Boyle is going off.
What was that doing there?
And the line ball down along the side here, it was Mickey Durrigan, Jerry Morden and Jerry McGovern with them. And little bit of loose pulling there for a moment. Mick Flynn getting that one back to Albert Clark. Harris there by Jim McCain. Ball played back to Jerry Moore. Jerry Moore into Mick Flynn. Mick Flynn trying to get past Adrian Charles. He's pulled down there by the tail of the shirt by Adrian Charles. The free quickly taken, and it comes to Jim McCabe. Not, he doesn't hold it, Jerry Moore does. Gortletteragh throwing everything into it now as that ball is across to Pat Clark. Pat Clark, a left-footed lobbing ball right down into the corner there. Back there is Thomas Fitzpatrick, and Thomas clearing it out to Jerry McGovern. Jerry McGovern now soling his way across the centre, and he kicks that one out for Jim Byrne. Being chased by Pat Clark on the far side of the field. Jim Byrne bringing it along the ground. He's still in pursuit of the ball. He's still in possession of the ball as he dribbles it up there, but Micheál McGarry dribbling it back down again. But now it's Damien Brennan. Damien Brennan, who is, well, the architect and the artist of quite a few of the Cloone scores, was fouled out there, and there is a free. Adrian Charles to take it.
Jim McGovern, here.
And I noticed, looking at Jim McGovern, we'll put the camera on him in a few moments, they had to cut the jersey wide open at the neck to get him into it. And the ball lobbing down there, Phil Higgins grabbing that one. Out there now to Noel McGarry. Eugene Charles in possession. That's Jerry Moore back there, and Jerry now kicking that one very near the sideline. It's going to go out. Mike Joe Brennan getting it. Mike Joe's not playing, his son Damien is, and the line ball down there in front of us. Jerry Morden to take it. A midge or something up Dutch Doherty's nose. He's fishing him out as that ball is kicked up there into the corner. Jim Hart about to pick it up. And Jim Hart a high kick that's dropping right down into the parallelogram up the goal for it. Ball bobbling about in there in front of the goal. And it's got out over the end line and it's gone wide. A terrible melee down there, but the umpire's signalling it wide. The kick out that Phil Higgins sends out towards Mick Flynn, who brings it down for Pat Clark. And Pat chips it into the arms of Cloone's Adrian Charles. Adrian Charles now sending that one across into Damien Brennan. Damien pretending to go one way, then the other, then the shot, and then the point. 10 points to 3, and well, there's just about 19 minutes gone in the second half. And you know, it looks as if the lads from Cloone are going to lift that trophy. And this, well, at this time of the game anyway, they have a very, very commanding grip on the game and quite a commanding lead. And the kick out now for Jerry Moore gets it. Mick Flynn was down for a moment, but he's up again and all right. And Jim McGovern going tearing in after that one, but Jim didn't get it. The phone ringing in the background as Jerry McGovern sends that one out to Adrian Charles. Adrian being bottled up fast side the field, back in there to Jerry McGovern. Jerry McGovern getting that one up where Albert Clark's got it. Albert for Gortletteragh coming downfield with it. And Albert Clark kicking that one across there now for Mickey Dorrigan. Mickey Dorrigan in possession, fisting it further infield there now. Jack Kilreevy moved up to lend some help to the attack, was fouled, and there is a free into Gortletteragh. 173 points, and well, there's about 10 minutes left in the game. And with the sun sinking deep behind the wood to her left, the light fading rapidly with it. As Mickey Durrigan's kick was low, it was blocked down by Adrian Charles, who sent it outfield. Mickey wondering to the referee if he was far enough away from it, as Phil Higgins sends the Gortletteragh men attacking again. That one bobbling down in there now, and Jack Kilreevy found in possession and a free into Gortletteragh. Now, will they be satisfied with the point, or will they try for a quick goal and the free? Well, certainly Adrian Charles was much too near Mick Keane's kick there. And I think they're teeing up for something here now. Is Mickey Dourigan going to take a blaster, or what words of advice? Is Mick Flynn who takes the shot? It's low, it's blocked down, it's cleared back out, and here it comes out the field with Jerry McGovern. And Jerry now sending the Cloone men away again with Damien Brennan. Damien Brennan now jigging his way back there in the centre and sending that one away up to Jim Hart. Jim Hart about to be chased there now by Richard Howard. He gets the ball across to Endemore and feeds it on for Jim Hart. Jim Hart takes the shot away out there now to Jim Byrne. Jim Byrne in front of the goal, a shot, and it's gone out over the end line and gone wide. And Phil Higgins' kick out, held there, not held, it was partially held by Jerry McGovern. They're still tossing for it, Mick Flynn. Mick getting that one out across the far side. Mick Keane now booting it further along the ground, gone to the arms of Jim McGovern. The ball going on the loose here. Albert Clark would be favourite to pick it up at the moment. Albert looking for a colleague. The colleague is Mick Flynn. Ball played maybe that little bit too far ahead of Mick. And that is Noel McGarry. Noel McGarry now sends it across the face of the goal. Jim McGovern bringing it down there, but Louis Morden, well, Louis was held, shall we say, to say the least, by Jim McGovern. And when Jim McGovern holds you, well, you're stopped in your tracks. Joe Flynn putting Jerry Moran back a little bit there for the free out. Just over 6 minutes left in the game according to my timing. And Jerry Moran's kick up here in front of us. A drink of water being handed to me, which I greatly appreciate. And Joe Flynn has called the game up, not for my sake, but I'll take the drink while the free has been taken. Phil Higgins to take the free. Seamus Short issuing some words of instruction from the sideline. As Phil Higgins stops that one down there towards the general direction of the goal. But it's Pat Morden who clears it out towards Jim Byrne and Pat Clark. Pat Clark tapping it down there now for Mick Keane. Mick Keane picking it up and kicking it back out there now to Jerry Moore. And Jerry Moore trying to work his way in, was partially stopped. He sends that one in high, it's going to hop out over the end line and it's gone wide. Jerry Moore to take the kick out. And Damien Brennan bringing it down there now for Adrian Charles. Mickey Dourigan partially robbing him, but this is Louis Morden, and Adrian Charles has gone down injured. I think he's getting up, but Phil Higgins and another of the Gortletteragh there, Micheál McGarry, are kind of getting in others' way, but it's a free out to Gortletteragh which Phil Higgins takes and sends out to Jack Kilreevy. Far side of the field. Paddy Morden out there to try to stop him. Mick Keane in possession. Mick Keane lobbing that one way down there towards Charlie Shanley. And it's the big man himself, Pat Byrne, who gets it. And Pat Byrne out there now for Jim. And Jim in the centre of the field, sending the two men into the attack. And the attack coming up now to Enda Morden, who fits it back in there to Jim Hart. Ball at his knees, at his feet, so it'll soon be in his hands. And Pat Clark confronting him. Jim Hart takes the shot. It's a high one, it's dropping in towards the 13-metre line. Enda Morden takes the shot, was bowled over as he took that one. There is a free into Cloone. Now let's see who's going to take it. People say that things are often third time lucky. Well, I, from last year, have been at a video of 3 games so far where Cloone had been playing. On all 3 occasions, they lost. But on this occasion, it looks very much as if it is 4th time lucky for them. Jerry McGovern to take the free. Standing stock still, up he comes with the kick. and he sends it over the bar to increase the lead for Cloone. That makes it now 1-8 to 3 points. That's 8 points of the lead, and I make it that there is, well, about 3 minutes left in the game. And we'll resume on the play again now as Timmy Byrne sends the Cloone men attacking again. And Jim Byrne in possession. Jim Byrne playing it back out there to Timmy. And Timmy, a good kick in towards Enda Morden in front of the goal. Enda Morden a shot, and Enda Morden a point. 9 points between them, and 2.5 minutes left in the game. Quite a convincing victory for the lads from Cloone. Earlier today there was a minor 9-a-side game played here between Cloone and Ahabas, and that ended in a draw. Phil Higgins, high out into the centre. Mickey Durican clashing there with Adrian Charles, and the referee is calling up the play and has awarded a free. Jack Kilreevy anxious to take it, and Jack sending it across there now to Mick Flynn. Mick trying to work the ball in there to Mick Keane, succeeds in doing so. Mick Keane being stopped there by Paddy Morden, but he gets the ball in somehow to Mick Flynn, who has now lost possession, and back in and getting it is Adrian Charles, who's on the ground again, and there's a free out. The light fading rapidly here in St Mary's Park in Cloone, and the quality of your picture at the moment might be very, very dull indeed. I better mention the cameraman's name, although I'm sure he punched it up on the screen for you. Jim McPadden from Ballinamore. Jerry Morden, out to Jim Byrne. Jim, further upfield for Paddy Morden, and away goes Paddy on a solo on the far side of the field. Lobbing that one inside, but it's held, very well held back there now by Phil Higgins. Phil Higgins trying to work his way out and clearing that one out across the sideline on the far side of the field, out across the fence indeed on the far side of the field, and it is a sideline kick with just 1 minute left in the game according to my timing. Jack Kilreevy down injured down there, and being attended to. It looks like a little bit of leg trouble. Only seconds left in the game, and well, there's not much doubt as to which way it's going, and I'm sure that Joe Flynn might well soon blow that final whistle. I think Joe might be indicating that he's calling for the ball. No, Jerry McGovern playing on. There goes the final whistle. Jack Kilreevy still being attended to. The score 1-9 to 3 points. Cloone very convincing winners, and we'll try and make our way down there onto the field and, well, perhaps capture some of the magic as the presentation has been made.
Initiative for the full backs in the county board, because I think in neighbouring Longford it was ran in that way, and it has proved to be very successful. Again, congratulations. Nice to see a lot of the players here, particularly the Cloone players that I played against years ago. Glad to actually get this evening. Easy matches. It doesn't make me feel as old as I probably am. And congratulations to two very active teams. And let there be no doubt that on the evening the best team won. So congratulations to them. Hard luck, Gortletteragh.
I want to thank all my players for putting in such a sporting effort and giving it a full 100% effort, and only for that I don't think we'd have won the game. And I also want to thank the Gortletteragh players for giving a good hard game, lads. Thanks very much indeed. Sporting and hard game. Appreciate it.
And here in front of me I've got most of the Cloone lads are lining up there with the cup. Jim McCabe, and indeed, if ever there was a man of the match, Jim certainly was a strong candidate for man of the match this evening. Not indeed, but everybody on the Cloone team played exceptionally well. So did the Gortletteragh lads. On the day, Cloone were the better team. Now I'm going over to have a word with a few of the lads, and the first man I'm going to talk to is that tall redhead Jerry McGovern. Jerry, it must be a satisfying feeling.
It sure is. We've lost so much all year, and we're very glad to win this one. And especially, I'm
delighted for our older players, especially Jim McCabe. He's one man that I admired in football down the years. I played at him at midfield for a long time, and I'm delighted to see him captain on this team today. And I'd also like to thank the other lads who came back to us. We wouldn't have a team only for them, and I think they're a credit to the club, and I think it's only fitting that we should have a cup here for them this evening. And I'd also like to thank the man who organised it here, was Timmy Burden, the man who did a lot of work for organising this team that had us out here today. And
Right, Jerry, thank you. The light is fading. I want to word with Mick Flynn here now. Mick, you hit the big time this year. Got after won the senior championship. And I'm sure you didn't mind handing this trophy over to Cloone this evening.
No, the best team won this evening. We won it last year, and it was a hard, close game last year. It was like a bit of guts with Gortletteragh and Cloone. All this has been down to the years. And the best team won this evening. They tried the hardest. 15, they all put it in. We didn't. I hope this isn't for today tonight.
No, it's not for today tonight. Mick Flynn, thanks very much. Jim McCabe, indeed, I didn't know who was the captain, but when I saw you over there receiving the cup, well, certainly you were the one very, very worthy of it indeed. I know you made a little speech earlier on, and, well, it's empty now, but so maybe to be something in it. And it's very satisfying for you indeed,
Sure, it
too.
is, because man coming in this year, you know, you're coming in your playing days. It's good to come back and win it. And I want to thank each and every one of the players for the effort they put in this evening. They put in a whole 100% effort for the full system, and it's only for that they wouldn't have won it.
Jim, thanks very much. Albert Clark, still going strong. They say life begins at 40. Charlie Shanley had no more about that than you, maybe. But anyway, on the day, definitely the best team won.
Definitely, they put in the effort, and they were far more determined to win, and I'm delighted for them because we beat them last year. We won the first time last year. We didn't begrudge them tonight, but they were more determined. We were flat. We didn't really, put any effort into it tonight. So they deserve to win, and the best of luck to them. And I'm delighted for Jim, as the boy said, because I too played against him down the years, and he was always a tough nut to play against. And I'm delighted that he has the cup tonight, and I hope he fills it to the brim down the village or wherever.
And I'm sure there's a lot of Gortletteragh lads will help and tempt you. There's one man I want to talk to here, a man I know for quite a while now, Louis Moran. Louis,
back to school.
somebody told me a long time ago that you had got too old to play football, but that somebody was wrong. Louis, you had a great game out there this evening, a happy man indeed.
Oh, thank you very much. I transferred from Cloone this year, so they asked me back. They said I was one of the younger over 30s, and I decided to come back, and that's why we won, of course. They need to blend the youth and experience as we fellas in the sport says.
Louis, and all of you here from St Mary's Park in Cloone as the light fades, thanks very much everybody for talking to us. Congratulations to Cloone, commiserations to Gortletteragh, from your cameraman Jim McPadden, and from me who brought you the commentary, Tammy Ty, Slán Agaibh Golair. Oh, you're too much of a gap there. Come on,
Yeah, Louis is in there. Louis is in there. This is a 10-second camera. Louis is having a soap there.
No, lads, can you smile?
Right, cheese, please, Louis. On, Pat.